Hey, what's up, guys? So this is the Acetech unboxing. I've been waiting, I'd say 2 weeks. Go lay down a nook. And it's been, it's been weird, but I've had plenty of other stuff to do. So without further ado, this is the box Acetech sent me. This has the unreleased tracer units, the PredatorLR and the PredatorSR for red BBs. Here is the original PredatorL. Only works with green, takes that stupid unit inside, which I'll show you guys. Then we have the PredatorS here on the Uzi. Also takes the Att1000, that little unit, this guy right here. And they just, at least mine, they didn't work, either of them. You know, one of them had one issue, the other one had another issue. But they sent me these for free, so this video, I guess, is sponsored by Acetech. Just kidding. But let's open them up and look at them. I can tell you that my first email to them was in May of last year over the PredatorL. And one of the things I wanted to make sure is I showed them pictures of my rifles, and I showed them that I used O-ring kits. So you can buy these for pretty cheap at Harbor Freight. Nanook, can you please lay down? And pretty much, I told them, you know, the reason, one of my issues was that the other end of this Predator is stuck on my rifle. It's not, doesn't have a floating rail. So the end bells got stuck and I couldn't open them up. Like, no matter how hard I tried, no matter if I used tools or whatever I used, they just would not open. And so I screwed it onto my rifle and got it really tight. And the reason it got stuck is because there were no O-rings in between the two end bells. None of these came with O-rings, none of their entire line. So I explained to them that that's what I did after experiencing this. I started putting O-rings on all of them, and that's what they should do. And, you know, a few months later, they alluded to the fact that they had started doing that and kind of thanked me for giving them that idea. So, but anyway, that's what ended up happening with this. That's kind of how my interactions with them started. So, you know, I got nowhere with customer service, so I had like a sour taste in my mouth for Acetech for a while, but they've made it up to me. They sent me these. I'm hoping, my other rifle I can't get the flash hider off of, so I'm going to need a QD, a quick detach style. Wow, look at these. So I'm hoping to get the Acetech with the flash hider. First off, the boxes are different. Here they are, the PredatorSR and the PredatorLR. And the only other one I know of that's come out, which was the first one released that we all got to see from SHOT Show 19, was this one here, the Lighter, which is called just the Lighter. It's my favorite pistol unit of any tracer unit on the planet. No malfunctions or problems with it at all, and it's an enclosed system. You have to charge it. So with these, what's the change? Well, first off, we know these units, they're just not well made. I mean, a lot of people have luck with them and they work. I had one that I didn't even know it. Sometimes it shot straight and sometimes a BB would just shoot off to the left, below, or up. And when I got closer look inside, they use a clear plastic window so the flash can hit your BB. Mine was missing part of that plastic window. So every once in a while, a BB was ricocheting inside of it, not having a smooth bore, and then flying out of the barrel out of direction. So anyway, that was another issue I had. So here we go. What should we look at first? Nothing else left in the box? let's take a look at the Predator L, because this is my favorite rifle unit, being that it's their largest unit. And there's going to be some changes. I got to see pictures. I did not open these up. This is my first time looking at them with you guys. And they totally, look at this. O-rings. They show you where to put them on the end of the end bell, just like I told them. I mean, it's great when a company listens to their customers, because we know, we know the faults and flaws in their system by using them. And the fact that they did this means a lot to me. The fact that they acknowledge that I'm the one that gave them that idea. I put O-rings on everything. You're going to find out in my videos. I've even started molding my own O-rings. I like them so much. I'm molding them in a kind of latex, bouncier, not as hard type of rubber, Nanook, you got to be good or you're getting out of here. Wow. Oh, it looks right off the bat. Nanook, stop. Right off the bat, it looks a lot cleaner. Hey, go lay down. Oh, and look at this. If you can see, they put a little gun as the L, a pistol. So it's not an L anymore, it's a pistol. Nanook! You're being a bug. So the writing's different. Let's take out the Predator. This is the original. The original, and here's the new one. Wow, they feel kind of the same, but let's see. I did bring a scale just to weigh these inner modules to see if they're any lighter, because if you try to use this on a threaded barrel that's tapped with a rivet at the bottom, it's not a one-piece barrel with a one-piece thread at the end, meaning the actual metal of the barrel has been threaded on a machine, as opposed to screwing in a double-sided thread with a detent in the center for the tap to go into at the bottom of the barrel to hold it in place. Those are just so weak. The detent they make causes that thread to be so thin. If you stick a tracer unit of this size on there, you're going to get, it won't be long, it'll be very soon after that this thing is going to break the tip off. I've done it to a USP, I did it to a 1911, using the TreacerS unit, this one, that's on the Uzi right now, which is also a remake. This is also the red one. So, let's open this up and see what we got here. We have a charger cord. So, again, most of these take AAA batteries. The Att1000 takes AAA batteries. They all take AAA batteries except for the lighter and then the lighter S. And I have the lighter BT right now, but it's with my son who is not here. So, he's at his mother's house. But, get your little USB charger cord. Let's unscrew this. These will 100% get stuck on the end of this if you don't put those O-rings on. Oh, look at that. So to take up the space in here, wow, they've given you a really nice spring. I even make these, which you can find them in different things. You can find them when you buy, son of a gun, when you buy used CD cases, or like recordable DVD cases, I mean. Here's another O-ring that I used. These, and you can put these little pads, they're styrofoam, in between the units so the spring doesn't scratch them up, and the end bell, you at least have a cushion, because you're using them on a blowback. You want some cushion in there. So, finding something like this, I found them in a few things. I mean, I found them in an old Jango Fett Nerf blaster, goes on your wrist, and it has a motor and it shoots these little discs. So this yellow one might be, But as for this and all these other units have them inside of them as well. These came in DVD, recordable DVD cases. They sit in there to kind of pad the top of the DVDs. So if you have those and you kept the cases, grab one of these out of there. But for now, let's take a look at the inner unit. Okay, it's got a little tab here we need to pull. And there's it's a AAA size battery, but it is 3.7 volts. And I'm going to assume that it's like a lithium ion or something like that. There are instructions in here, which I will read them, but I don't think we need to get into instructions right now. But I'm going to pull the tab. Let's see if the battery's got a charge on it. And it does. If you can tell, you'll see a flash. I mean, look at the size difference. It's half the size. A lot less potential for an incident to happen. And on this, it's coated with looks like an all white type of plastic, where this one is coated in a clear, thin, not the best made plastic. The buttons seem to be the same, but look at this. This takes 4 AAA batteries. So 4 AAA batteries, that's what, 1.3 volts each. So you're getting almost a volt more with this. But this one's so powerful, it powers red BBs. And this one is not. What'll happen with this when you use red BBs is it'll make them glow. But as far as being outside, you'll get maybe 10 feet of distance and you just won't see them anymore. But if you're doing it indoors and you got, maybe 20 feet indoors, you see them a lot better in red. It's just not worth it. And, let's see. The Att1000, you get these. These are really cool. Spend the extra $5 and get them. They attach to your mole vest, spot on your mole, one of your areas there. And then, got some red matrix BBs. And I think I'm going to use the APS AEG, and we'll give it a shot. I'm going to lower the back of the chair, and I might have to tilt you guys up a little bit so you can see, and I'll stand back there and fire it, and we'll see how good it is. I'll turn the lights down or off, and I mean, having one battery like this and being able to charge it and still having you wouldn't be able to use a regular AAA if this was to go bad after a while. So, because this is, 3 times the voltage of a regular trip. So, I don't know if they're going to sell this as a part or something. So, for time's sake, let's see. You want to decide which end you want to put closest to your barrel. I'm going to put the unit closest to my barrel. So we'll stick this spring down in there. I'm going to stick a pad in there. Which fits perfect. And we'll screw this bad boy on. And then we'll take a look at the SR unit before we do any testing with this. I'll have to take the end bell off again, of course, and turn it on, but let me make sure. These do, like most of these, they will shut off after 45 minutes of no use, so it doesn't just stay on and kill your batteries. But I don't see a green light flashing, so I'm going to assume this one's turned off. Let's see the S. These are the two-tone Resident Evil Barry Burton. The chrome Resident Evil Barry Burton. And then I've got the Umbrella Corporation silencers. I got a 6-inch and a 5-inch. or maybe that one's 7 inches. The two-tone has the longer one. All this came from eVic, so the guns were on sale. Well, this one was $140. This one was on sale for, or no, this one was $140. This one was on sale for $119. These cases are $30 to $35, and the silencers were $25 to $30, but you could use a code to get them. I'm sorry about the 18% off code not lasting more than 6 days. I was told that they would last a little longer, but I'm going to give you a 10% off code. So stay tuned, and you'll at least have a 10% off code. That you can use, will last probably forever. Charger. So this is going to have kind of the same idea. I love the way this looks, though. Now, as where the Predator is all metal, all aluminum, nice like T6 aluminum as well. Wow. So the O-rings are already on this one. Now with the S, it's one of the S and the Att and the Lighter. These end bells, some unscrew and some just pop in the end. So like the Att1000 comes with an extra one, I guess in case you lose the other one. The Lighter screws in. The PredatorSR and S screw in. So I'm going to unscrew it, and it is, I'm pretty sure these are all plastic, all of them. But this large end bell right here is solid chunk of aluminum. Same with the end bells on the end of the Predators. They're not hollow, they are solid chunks. And this has a beautiful O-ring, a real nice skinny one on the end of the end bell. We get a much shorter spring. Let's pull this clear tab, see if this has got juice. I have a lot of lights on us so that I want to make sure you guys can see everything well. Pretty much same thing. The Acetech Att1000R is what they're called. And it is flashing green to let you know that it's on. And then you'll get a flash when you turn it off. Your little charger plug is right there for your standard USB. And it has like the old school iPhone style charger input. Again, let's decide which side we're going to put that on. Maybe I'll stick this on. The Walter PPQs have a one-piece barrel. So I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to put this on. The problem with this one, and you need to know this, is that this kind of has, it needs to screw in a little more. Which, if you use it on a pistol that has a guide rod, what will happen is when you go to screw this on, and your blowback happens, your guide rod moves forward a little bit, and when it does, it will crack this thing. So you're gonna need O-rings to put around the threads of your barrel to butt up against the front of where your blowback would stop. You know what I mean? So that you're not banging metal to metal against this thing. And if you do the O-rings, and you might need to use 2 of them, however much you need to keep space between that, you want to rack the gun slowly to test this out, how far out this can go and how far in it can go. So, you definitely, this right here was $5 at Harbor Freight. I have a really big one that was only $8. So, I'm telling you, I use them on everything. Every single one of my guns have them on something. They all have them on the barrels. Just because I'm into, these mock suppressors and colored tips. I started doing custom colored tips. I'm getting real steel threaded tips, threaded tip protectors. And they're just beautiful. And then I'm having them anodized. So I can show you guys some examples maybe at the end of this video or maybe at the next one. But we'll put this on the PPQ and we'll stick this guy on the rifle hopefully you guys will bear with me. And I will thread this on the rifle. You guys remember the APS. Let me grab it. Here's the APS and kind of what I've done with it. You guys didn't get to see it shoot in the unboxing, so it's completely empty right now. So I'm gonna put this on. We're unsafe. Put my safety glasses on. Let's thread this guy on. I turned it on. So I had to put thread PTF tape around it because the numbskull that built this, even though the flash hider had an orange tip, he put a blob and like blobs and blobs of super glue on there to super glue that flash hider onto it. Why? You know, it says clearly 14mm reverse threaded barrel. They're letting you know, hey, this gun has a usable threaded barrel. The wads of glue just ruined half the threads. So, I mean, I was pissed off about that. I'm sure you guys know I get frustrated in my videos. Some of you, I guess, get some humor out of watching me get frustrated, which is fine, which is cool. Just want to be really careful. Get down, Nanook! No! Get down, buddy! Down! Nanook! Go lay down. Jeez, it's not going on. Tripping. You want to make sure it's straight. You do not want to start threading this thing on crooked. Something's not right. Nanook! $14.99 on Amazon. Some people sell these for $24.99. They've got these weird little finger grooves so you can touch your phone. But the fit is much nicer than my other gloves that I had to cut the fingers out of. You definitely need your hands to feel things when you're doing this. Like if these threads weren't messed up, this thing would screw on smoothly and quickly, I'm telling you. It is because they fucked the whole top half of these threads up. And I'm pretty sure the threaded lining inside these are steel. Just because of how tough they are. Because I threaded some on here and they did not get messed up at all. What is going on? You know what? I bet you these end bells are backwards. But you wouldn't be able to put them on another way. Which means the print would be on the outside, which I like on the inside. This one, it's the right way. Like you screw it on from this end. The end bells will only go on a specific... Yeah, that's what it is. Because it's going right. And see, and this is what happens. You go to screw it in, and then the end bell loosens on you. So what do you need to do? Because you can't get it in. So you're trying to spin this little thin part, and it gets tough, you know. So what you got to do is tighten it And without that O-ring, it gets too tight and squeezed together that there's no way for you to get it apart again. And if you try to like cover it with a rag or a towel or paper towels and use a wrench, it will slip. You'll scratch this thing up. I mean, there's just no way to use a tool without denting, scratching, removing the finish, and then it's unscrewing on me. So this is an issue you do not have with like the lighter. The lighter does not come apart except for on one end. The Att is kind of the same way because the whole unit in the Att1000 comes out. It doesn't take one of these. It has a much better type of internal unit. And then we'll load the mag with some red BBs. And we'll shoot this thing back here behind me. And hopefully it looks cool. See, I'm having to grab this because if I grab this part to try to tighten it on, it's unscrewing on me. It's unscrewing from the end bow. And you need to turn left where this turns right to get tight. And it should, this writing should be down here, don't you think? And this rough stuff should be at the end, which is how this one is. And you cannot switch the sides because this one's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and this side's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So they're opposites of each other. So that if you're turning it with your hands on both ends and you go like this, you see? You're unscrewing this side, you're unscrewing this side by doing this. Or tightening going the other way. Looks pretty sick though. Looks really sick. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll go ahead and put BBs and then I'll go grab the Walther PPQ. Or I'll just do this one, then grab the Walther PPQ. How's that sound? Certainly not waiting for this thing to... Oh, great. Oh, I'm spilling BBs. Nanook, will you please not mess with the BBs, buddy? Hey, leave the BBs alone, dude. Go lay down. I hate this. Winding this mag is doo-doo. Stop! Get out from under there, buddy. Go! Weird. I don't know how in the hell paper got stuck in here, but there's a little piece of paper in there. And by the way, this rifle, if you watch the unboxing, I did figure some more stuff out. So it's got steel gears, not pot metal gears like most guns that are, you know, that are around $200. It also has a full aluminum hop-up, and the barrel just slides right out. Not only that, this gun comes apart like a blowback. It'll come apart like this, or you can take the front pin out, and it'll just come off the gun like that. And I did convert the S&T M16A4 into an M4. I put a new buffer tube, new stock, added all kinds of little things to it. No whining. Hopefully that's good enough. Watch out, bud. Alright, I'm thinking I should raise you guys up a little bit. Maybe while I'm over there, I'll let Nanook out. I'll move this out a little. And let's put the back of this back. Hopefully that'll allow us to see a little bit better. Nanook! Alright. Come on, bud. Alright. See if I can chill these lights. There is a lot of light in here left still, if you guys can tell. Let's wow, nice. I'm hoping you guys are getting that. Here, let's see. Let me turn these on and see if we can see them. I mean, this room is covered in at least 10 lights. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see. If I can just unscrew a few. Make it a little dimmer. I want you to be able to see the end of the gun. Alright. Hopefully you guys can see. That may have worked, I don't know. Can't reach you. Okay. Alright. I think that's good, hopefully. So let's lay this guy down, put her in safety. Grab a PPQ. Hope there's gas. Should be. I love this. These are one of the best gas mags ever. If you miss a spot, it's large enough that you can fit a BB in there. Turn that guy on. I was pretty impressed. I mean, it looks good. The red BBs did. Alright. Again, like I said, this is the SR. We need to check the guide rod. Make sure it doesn't hit. It's got a lot of clearance. And the barrel is so long. I don't know with these lights out if you can tell. The barrel's so long, it doesn't even come close to touching the frame. So let's do lights off. That was one clip. I could tell we're running over 30 minutes at this point, so I think we'll do some closing here. I have a lot of red BBs to clean up after we're done here, guys. So that was thanks to Acetech. Thank you to the chief officer that helped me out. I don't really know if I should say his name. Mr. Key, I'll call him. The units are great. They're definitely lighter. I didn't get around to weighing them, but let's use common sense here. 1 AAA size battery versus 4 AAA size batteries in a unit that's twice as big. So, Walther PPQ full auto. This is the full auto version. It's called the version 1. Version 2, no full auto. You can manipulate it sometimes to get it to go into like a shot, like a burst mode, but it has a total mind of its own. But it's not feeling very heavy in the front at all. Definitely, though, I would not trust it with the USP or any of the Elite Force TAC, 1911 TACs. All the guns that have that rivet tacked to the bottom holding that double-ended thread in. Like I said, the center of it where that tap goes is so thin. I mean, it's basically paper thin. Like if you were to over twist one of these onto it, it would twist right off. I mean, they're garbage. You just have to take care of them. I don't want to say they're garbage. They're great. I buy the barrels and convert all my custom pistols into airsoft pistols, whether they're BB guns or not. And I use those Elite Force barrels. You can buy them from EVIC for $20. And 10% off coupon for EVIC is EVICCOM. Just EVIKECOM. EVICCOM. That'll get you 10% off. If you spend $100 or more, you get free shipping. So, you know, you could also use free ship if you don't want to. I think free ship will give you free shipping no matter how much you spend. I'm not 100% on that. But you can only use one code. So make it count. Use the 10%. All Matrix products. I mean, if you want Red Tracer BBs, 10% off, man. I mean, you can't beat that, you know. Well, this is Crisis from Ultra Collector Custom Airsoft. And this was the Acetech video. The PredatorLR and the PredatorSR. And they're not released yet. Hopefully this is the first time you guys are seeing them, and I did them some justice, and Acetech's proud of the video I made. And here is the Uzi before I go. I have 2 guitar stands holding it up, which if you didn't know, these make great airsoft stands. Here's the Uzi with the old Predator S on it. The unit's not here inside though, because it doesn't really work. But here's the difference. I need to tell you this. The difference between the new Predator S and the old Predator S. This one came with a 16mm thread adapter that goes inside. It's not an outie, it's an innie. So it's a female thread adapter. It came with a 14mm and a 16mm, so you could switch them up. But if you completely leave the thread adapters out, it leaves you this big space to fit around a barrel. So if you see here, I have this really tough industrial double-sided tape around the barrel of the Uzi because it's a non-threaded barrel. And then I've stuck the Predator S on, and I'm telling you, it's like a snug, perfect fit. And without having to buy a $50 to $70 barrel, we got an Uzi. So the next video I'm going to do, I'm just going to back them probably, is I'm going to do like a $500-something Glock unboxing. So all Glock stuff. You know, pistols and a holster. And you'll find out what pistols they are. And we'll get into that for a little bit. So definitely, after this video, go check that one out. Thanks, guys.